words can read. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a review on The Wicked King by Holly Black. So I just want to say as a quick disclaimer, this is a book that I purchased myself, and so I was not gifted it at all. It's going to contain my opinion only. So the way that I'm going to structure this video review is the first half of this video is going to contain non-spoilers, and then the second half is going to contain all the spoilers, purely because this is a sequel and I have certain things to say and talk about stuff that happen with this book. So this is obviously a continuation on from The Cruel Prince, and if you would like to see my review on The Cruel Prince, I will link that down below in the description, so that will tell you more about the first book in itself. So it's a continuation on from this. So I will say in the non-spoiler ways what I think about the characters in this book, and what I think about the storyline in this book, and how I think this book was structured, and then I will compare it to The Cruel Prince in which book that I liked more. So first of all, I will talk about the characters that are in this book. We still have the character Jude, who is a very, very strong, feisty female, and in this book I actually really liked her character. I still found her to be really strong. She is very, very highly intelligent, and I really admire her for that. She always tries to be one step ahead of her competitor, and I think that's really good too, and she is honestly a person that I do admire and a person that I would love to aspire to be. In this book we also still have Prince Cardan, and he's a very interesting character. He's one of those characters that you really want to hate, but you find that you can't. Like, even for me myself, I literally, there's several moments throughout this book where I was just getting so annoyed at Prince Cardan, just for his actions or for like things that he was saying and doing, and I'm just like, why? But there were so many really nice moments where he was really portraying his nice side. So he's a very difficult character, and he does something at the end of this book which I'm not going to go into it because that will be in the spoilery section, but it will really make you think about this character. Another character that we've got in this book is called Balakin, who was in the first book. He's a very evil character, and he's still really evil in this book, and he's really slimy and evil, and just makes your skin crawl like so many moments of this book. And then we've still also got Maddox, who is like the father figure of them all, and he's an interesting character as well, and I think he's really important in a certain sort of way, just because of things that happen and you can't really put your finger on him. So he's another interesting character as well, where you can't sort of determine whether you like them or whether you don't, or whether they've got a strategy in place sort of thing. So he's a really interesting character in this book. Then we also have Taryn, who is Jude's twin sister, and she is in this book with her other half. I'm not going to really go into spoilers into that section unless you've read the first book and are in the process of reading this book. So they are together, and they are both two really conniving, backstabbing, annoying people. Like, I literally didn't care so much from this book. They are coming across as like really horrible people, actually, especially in this book. I didn't really like them too much even in the first book, but in this book I found them even more annoying, and just the things that they do is just, it's so horrible. We also got Vivi, who is another sister, but who is like a fairy sister, and she's sort of been living in the mortal world along with Oak. She's sort of a really interesting sister. She's very nice, and she sort of like helps her family. And then we've got Nikasha, who's another character. I don't really like her as such. She's quite a horrible character. She's in the first book, but especially like in the second book, and she is just full of jealousy, and she's just a horrible person. Don't really like her at all. So yeah, so those are like pretty much near enough like the main sort of characters that are from this second book and like what I thought about them and the characters in general from this book. So the storyline, I thought it's sort of, the first book, even though like not too much happened for me, I think a lot of things happen where it was sort of drag you on slowly, and then boom, something would happen, then it would drag a little bit slow, and then boom, something would happen. Something very, very similar in this book, and now I'm so used to Holly Black's writing, it just sort of flowed really easily for me, but I did find that I couldn't put the book down, even through the slow moments. So I feel like this book was really, really good for like character development. Like we really got to see Jude and Cardan, like when they were like working together, and we really got to see like Vivi and Oak, and even like a bit with Taryn and Locke, and even with Maddox. Yeah, we just sort of really got to see all of the characters, and even Balakin and Acacia and like her world and everything, like the sea world, and we really, really got to see that sort of part of it. And there's definitely like a lot of scheming and action and lies and secrets, and there's definite romance and lust throughout this book, and you can really see it. And it's just sort of I mean, from the end of my review in The Cruel Prince, I was just like, oh, I just want this to happen, and it kind of did, but obviously not fully on. It's just sort of like, oh, it happened, but it's just, oh. And if you've read The Wicked King, you'll know what I'm about, but I'll talk more about that later, more on touching it. But it's interesting really, like if I had to compare both of the books of The Cruel Prince as well as The Wicked King as to which one I preferred more as a storyline, to be honest, there was a lot more of a like plot development, of a continuation of it. Obviously The Cruel Prince, we were getting to know the world, and it did take me like 60 pages to get used to the world and the characters and who was who and everything. And whereas this book is a continuation, because I already know what happened in the first book, so I'm just sort of seeing like what's going to happen next, what are their plans and everything. And there's so many just secrets, and there's just so much going on, so many lies and trickery, and it's really, really interesting, really, really interesting. More of that happens in the sequel. So it was kind of slow for the majority of it, and it honestly wasn't until like a section somewhere in the middle and then 3/4, like I suppose like from the halfway to the end where things were actually happening, that it was just like ugh. And the ending especially, guys, the ending of this book, I mean, yeah, the first book sort of ends in like, oh my god, cliffhanger ending, but this book does ending a sort of cliffhanger ending, but it's just sort of like what's gonna happen next, what are they going to do, something is going to happen. And I'll talk more about like my thoughts about what I would hope is going to happen in the spoilery section. So really guys, I thoroughly enjoyed the sequel to this book. I found it very, very entertaining, and yeah, it was really, really good. So I totally recommend it. I'm so glad that I did read them back to back, because it was all fresh in my mind, and I don't often do that with book series, but I found that I just couldn't stop from the stories. I had to read the first book, and then when I was just like, I need to continue on, and I really love having those feelings. So Holly Black has done a fantastic job in that, and again, I'm so glad that I'm used to her writing style now. I'm very, very excited for the third book, which isn't going to be out until next year, I believe, so I've got another year to wait, but it's fine guys, it's fine, because I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this part of the non-spoiler section if you haven't read this book, and I hope that it persuades you in order to read it. If you have read the first book and you haven't read this one, then please pick up The Wicked King. If you haven't read any of the books, please, I suggest pick up The Cruel Prince. It's a really, really good book. Like I say, my review will be linked down below, where you will see the non-spoilers and the spoiler section of that video. But now guys, for the people that haven't read this book, I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and please return back once you have read The Wicked King. Hello guys, and welcome to the spoilery section, where I can talk about certain events and things and stuff that happens in the book without having to worry about spoiling you, because it's the spoilery section. So I've got some notes here that I'm going to be reading of things that I found from the book that I would just love to talk about. I love watching the other people's video reviews, because I'm literally like, I totally agree, and so I'm going to be talking about it as well. So first of all, we have Taryn and Locke's wedding. Now, I don't really like these two characters, and they are the most annoying, conniving, horrible backstabbing people that I have literally ever met. I've never liked Taryn at all. Even in the first book, she's just a horrible bitch, and in this one she's even worse. And these two are literally perfect for each other because they are both horrible people, and they get married in this book, and it's just like, well, there are enough really horrible people already, so they kind of suit each other already. But just the shit that they did in this book is just truly horrible, and it's absolutely despicable, and I really do not like them. I mean, like, Taryn is meant to be a sister to Jude, and it's just like, why would you do that to your own sister? Like, why would you do that at the end? Just like completely backstabbing, and just how they just fucked off, and it's just like, oh, nice of you to fuck off and like leave me in the shit, thanks bitch. So then we have Jude killing Balakin, and oh my goodness, the bit where she has to pretend that she is being controlled. I thought she was really clever to do that. This is why I really like Jude as a character. And the bit where she had to kiss him, I literally like retched. Like, when I was talking, I was just like, oh my god, that's disgusting. Like, totally disgusting. So I really liked the duel that they had, and the fact that she's just so quick and really good. She like literally her weapon, like she didn't even have like her weapon, and she literally just had this little dagger thing, and she still ended up like killing him because she's just amazing like that. But then she's just like, well, it was self-defense, wasn't it, because he was the one that attacked her first. Just sort of like, well, what do I do? He's dead. So she did that, and I totally didn't see Ghost being the one that betrayed them all, but actually when you saw that Nikasha was saying someone you care about will betray you, it's interesting because a lot of people in this book betrayed Jude. We had Ghost be a betrayal. We then had Carden also be a betrayal. The ending of the book, he's massive big on betrayal. And then Taryn being the betrayal. So Ghost, Taryn, Carden, Balakin's quite a big betrayal. You know, just quite a few of the characters have betrayed Jude in some way. So it was very clever for Nikasha to say that, like, somebody you love and you care about will betray you. And throughout the book we're thinking like, who the F is that going to be? And we don't really find out until the end of the book that it is actually the majority of people, near enough everyone, has betrayed Jude. And I feel so sorry for Jude because she's just been put in those situations where she can't help but do things that she has to do. Like, she's put in the situation with Balakin. She couldn't help but have to kill him because he was the one that started the duel. And then when she's in the underworld and the under the sea and the water, and she's sort of kind of like forced to pretend that she is being controlled, that sort of thing. So yeah, so many situations with that. So Jude and Carden's romance. Now, if you guys have watched my first review on the non-spoiler and the spoiler, if not, then I'll link it below, but I said at the end in the spoiler section that I sure damn hope that in The Wicked King that there is going to be a romance between Jude and Carden that we really will see show in The Wicked King. Now, we saw traces of this happen because we had some scenes where they kind of got together. Like, they had an evening where he was just like, repeat what you said to me, and she's just like, I don't like you, I hate you, and he's like, oh, tell me again, and it's just like pure lust for each other. But there's definite romance and caring for each other there. Like, I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones that they have got some caring for each other, because they sort of like, it's just how they work together and everything. And yeah, I just, there is something going on there. There was a couple of scenes where it was really, really sweet, and even in the end, like when he asks her to be like the queen, it's just sort of like, I feel like he is asking her because of many reasons, but like one of them being that he really does want her as queen, and I just think that's just, I think it's cute. So I'm hoping now, my update is I'm hoping that in the third book, shit's gonna happen, we all know that, but I'm hoping that in the end it's gonna be revealed as like a protection. My thoughts, because of the ending, I really think that Cardan did that because of some sort of protection, because he cares about Jude. And it's just my reading of it, but just by me reading it, I'm just sort of like, this does not feel like something that Cardan would do to be malicious to Jude, because he's got that caring bone inside him for Jude. Like, he really does things for Jude. So I really truly think that he's done it as part of a plan in order to protect Jude. So something is happening that perhaps he knows about, and he's acting like this twatty king, and now he's banished Jude. So I'm thinking that he's banished her for good reasons, even though it's stupid, but for good reasons. So really, those are my thoughts on the Wicked King. Those are my predictions of what I think is, I hope is happening with Cardan. I really, really do hope that is it, because if he really is doing it to be a complete dick, then to hell with him, because it'd just be stupid. Like, Jude is definitely going to come back like full swing. She's going to find a way to like crawl back in, because that's the way that Jude is. She's literally enjoying her ice cream at the moment, but she, although she's pissed, she'll mellow for a bit, but she'll be the Jude that we want her to be, and will be very, very smart, and she'll find a way to come back in. If not, then Cardan will bring her in. There'll be a way, there probably will be a way that she's brought back into the fairy world that maybe Cardan has sorted. So like, he hasn't fully banished her, like he's probably planning for her to come back in as well. Like, I'll banish her temporarily, but then I'll also find a route that she will hopefully follow, and to come back in so that they can meet and plan together again, because they were really, really good together, like planning, and how they were really good together, like with everything. So I really think that, yes, she's the queen and she's been banished, but I think she will come back and be the queen that they all need her to be, but within good reason. There's gonna be some other like evil characters coming back and whatever, because it can't just be that, but Jude will find a way to return. But I think that Cardan will somewhat be involved in the way of her return, if that makes sense. That's what I'm predicting, what I'm hoping is going to happen. So we will see. We'll find out in a year's time anyway. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on all the characters and all of the incidents that happened throughout the book. If there's any other incidents that you think that I've forgotten or that you would like me to talk about, let me know down below in the comments. Obviously, if it's a spoiler, please put spoilers in brackets, and so that people can avoid the comments and not get spoiled. But if you really want to talk about it, then we can also direct message. You can send me an email. My email will be linked below, and you can also tweet me, direct message me. My DMs are open on Twitter. All my details, all my social media links are down below, so you can follow me elsewhere. We can talk about it. But if you really, really enjoyed this video, if you really enjoy me doing these book discussions in full detail, and especially this video, give it a thumbs up so I know that you guys do enjoy it. Any of your thoughts on the Wicked King, leave them down below so we can talk about it, because I love talking about books, and I think it's just, I think we need to. So that's it for me, guys. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I will see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!